And Justice Ginsburg devoted her life to fighting for issues critical to women. And we're joined by Michigan native Fatima Gross-Graves, president and CEO of the National Women's Law Center in Washington, D.C. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
This is a huge loss. A lot of hearts are heavy this morning. How did you hear about her passing?
You know, I was having dinner with my family when an alert came through, and we are grieving. We are grieving in the women's movement. She was a giant in American history and a champion for women's rights and the architect of so many of our foundational rights. This is a really, really sad time. And a time, frankly, it is frustrating because now is the time where I think we should just be thinking about her legacy, making sure young people really understood her role over these many decades, rather than worrying about an effort to steal a Supreme Court seat. It is distressing that part of my attention is having to actually think about what's to come.
Well, you know what, Fatima, why don't we focus on that? Let's talk about the legacy that she leaves behind, because like you said, she was a fighter for women's rights, yet she faced discrimination in her career.
And I think there was a connection there that was so very important. You know, she was one of 9 students at Harvard who were directly challenged at how dare they take the seat of a man. And when she graduated at the top of her class, of course, from Columbia, you know, she struggled to get a job. She had to invent her career, and the private sector wouldn't happen. And so how lucky we are that she spent her time developing the foundational principles that ensured our core understandings that the Constitution actually does protect against sex discrimination.
Now
I have to say,
go ahead.
Well, I was just going to add one more point. I think that those early lessons showed up in her later decisions, where she always went back to the reality of people's lives in this country.
And tell me a little bit about what was it like meeting her, because you met her last summer, correct?
I had the great honor to be at a program at Georgetown Law Center last summer with her, and we were talking frankly about her life and legacy, which is an awesome task to do with her there. But what a tremendous to so many people, to young that has developed over time.
All right, Fatima Gross-Graves with the National Women's Law Center in Washington, D.C. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.